All right, y'all, man. It's your boy Humble League 2 times for me. Back in that video, man, for me. Follow the Instagram at Humble League 2 times. Now, look, just for today's topic, we're talking about protect your energy at all costs. Yes, at all costs. Now, look, right, before I start today's video, I want to give a huge shout out to the Most High in general for everything, you feel me? I'm also giving a huge shout out to the Most High for giving me these amazing downloads, dropping this amazing information on me, you feel me? No cap. I'm also giving you a shout out to everyone and to y'all. Y'all literally take energy out of y'all's day to come rock me, show love and support, you feel me? I appreciate y'all, man. I love y'all so much more than love, always deeply. I'm also sending good positive energy, good positive protection, good positive healing, and good positive energy towards everyone always. Now let's go ahead and get more deep into the video. Also, if you want to book a one-on-one consultation with me, just DM me on my Instagram at snl2.times. Now let's go ahead and get more deep into the video. Now look, right? Protect your energy at all costs. Now what do I mean by this, right? It's imperative that you protect your energy at all costs. It is very imperative that you protect your energy at all costs. Whether if it's family or your friends, your girlfriend, boyfriend, husband, wife, associates, people that you work with, bro, whatever the case is, brother, sister, whatever the case is, bro, always, always, always protect your energy at all costs. If you feel like you need to leave, then maybe you should leave. If you feel like you should cut people off, then maybe you should do that. If you feel like you need to block people, there's nothing wrong with blocking people, bro. I know like a lot of us guys don't really do the whole blocking thing because like, oh, you're too sensitive, bro, or you're taking it too far. No, you need to protect your energy. And if that means blocking people, then yes, block. If that means cutting people off, then that means cutting people off. If that means leaving out of certain energies and leaving certain places, then that's what it means. Yes, do that then. Right? Etc. Never be afraid of protecting your energy. Right? I know that may be easier said than done, but never be afraid to protect your energy, right? Because while you're making everybody else feel good and feel comfortable, you're hurting yourself. You're hurting yourself on the inside and the outside, right? Protect your energy. Nothing's wrong with blocking somebody. Nothing's wrong with that. Nothing's wrong with ghosting somebody. If it's to protect your energy, there's nothing wrong with that. Like I've told y'all before, you don't have to explain anything to anyone, bro. This is your life. You do not have to explain anything to anyone. Now, yes, in some cases, in some experiences, it does make sense to, of course, explain yourself. But in other situations, you don't. But at the same time, you don't have to explain yourself, right? You don't have to. That is a choice. But whatever energy you give out, that is the same energy you get back in return. You are your own karma. Life is a reflection. In other words, life is a mirror. You be negative to people, that's the energy that you're going to get right back. Vice versa. Another thing too, right? With protecting your energy, right? See, listen, bro, I'm gonna keep it real with you, bro. When you're protecting your energy, right, people will start to call you fake. They will start to say you're bougie. They'll say, oh, you're acting different. Yes, I am acting different because I want my life to be a certain way and I want to protect my energy, and I'm going to continuously protect my energy. So that means I have to do certain things, and that's what I'm going to do, right? Sometimes you have to sacrifice things to protect yourself. I'm going to reset that again. Sometimes you have to sacrifice things to protect yourself, right? So, if you're trying to, just continue to keep moving forward, right? You know what you need to do, you know what you want to do, right, etc. So, and also, so you're doing a very good job. I'll take that back. I don't even want to use the word job. You are doing very great at what you do. You're doing very great at being yourself, right? Don't let people around you make you think that you're not doing great at being yourself and great at doing what you want to do. You are doing a very great, amazing you're doing amazing. You are amazing, etc. Right? Facts. Now look, right? Protect your energy. No matter who it is, where it's at, protect your energy at all costs. Protect your energy, even if it means you have to step away from everybody that you may love, that you may care about, that you may really don't want to step away from. If it is costing you your energy, if it is hurting you, if it is damaging you, if it is draining you, etc., if you don't feel like this is the right move, this is something that you do not want to do, get out of there. Get out of that energy. What I mean by get out of there is that get out of that energy. Get away, right? If these people keep hurting you, get away from these people so that you won't feel hurt anymore. So you won't keep getting hurt. You see what I'm saying? Right? It's kind of, for an example, if your house is on fire, if you don't want to get burnt on fire, what do? You try to get out the house. Right? If you don't want to keep getting hurt, you have to leave out of that situation so you can stop getting hurt. See what I'm saying? Right? So, yes, protect your energy. Men, to the men. I know a lot of men don't do blocking. I understand that. But at the same time, I understand why a lot of men should block as well. To the men, it is okay to block people, right? Protect your energy. There's nothing sensitive. There's nothing wrong about protecting your energy. To the women, y'all already block, right? And I don't mean that in a disrespectful way, right? But to the women as well, to the women who are maybe afraid to block, it is perfectly fine with blocking someone if you are trying to protect your energy. Do not let these people manipulate you and get you thinking something is wrong with that. No, there's nothing wrong with that at all, right? You see what I'm saying? My apologies if that came off a little negative. I take those negative things back deeply. Now look, right? When it comes to protecting your energy, like I said, a lot of people, they might think you fake, right? They might start to get mad at you. They might start to show you their real true colors. What I mean by their real true colors is that they might start to show you and tell you how they really feel about you. And it might not be in a way that you thought it would have been in. It might have been in a way where it might hurt your feelings, etc., right? See, the thing is, right? People wear masks, right? I've talked about this before a long time ago. People wear masks, right? So sometimes people will only show you like a quarter of themselves, not even the full 100% of themselves, right? Giving an example, right? Another thing is too, right, is that when it comes to protecting your energy, right? Like I said, a lot of people, they might get upset at you. They might get very mad at you, right? But the thing is, like I've said before, somebody who actually cares about you, somebody who actually loves you, right? They are not going to get upset for you being yourself. They're not. They're not going to get upset for you protecting your energy. They're not. They are not. They are not. It's the honest truth. Because look, if you cut somebody off, right, because you want to protect their energy more, right, and they get upset, that's a prime example of why you should and should continue to cut them off. And just because you do cut somebody off and they don't get upset or anything, that also may not necessarily mean, oh, since they didn't get upset or anything, let me go back to them. No, you might not want to do that. Do you remember why you cutted them off in the first place? You see what I'm saying? So yes, y'all, never be afraid to cut somebody off. Never be afraid to protect your energy, right? If you have to block your whole family, if you got to block your whole if you got to block your whole coworker group that you work with, or whatever the case is, bro, do what you need to do, right? Do what you need to do to. What I mean by do what you need to do is that. What I mean by that is that do what you need to do to protect your energy. Do what's best for you, bro. Right? Always put yourself first. That's not egotistical. That's not narcissist. No, that's being realistic. That's what everybody should do, actually. Put yourself first. Why put yourself first? Because when you are putting yourself first, you can naturally help others. A lot of people think they have to go around trying to look for people to help. You just naturally being yourself, you naturally doing your sole purpose, you will naturally help people. You will naturally attractively help people. I'm going to say that again. You will naturally attractively attract people. Naturally you will attract people and you will help them naturally. Now look, right, when it comes to protecting your energy as well, right, here's the thing. I'm going to be honest with you. I'm going to get even more deeper with you. When you cut people off, right, and you do it in a respectful manner, and they get, like I said, a lot of people will get very upset and take that very personal when you cut them off because you want to protect your energy more, right? Don't expect them to help you or try to be back cool with you if you do decide to reach out. I'm just going to be honest with you, because a lot of people hold grudges and a lot of people do not like when people cut them off, especially if it's somebody that they didn't expect to get cut off by, especially if you was their yes man or the yes woman at one time, or you were just always very nice, very respectful to them and the people around them. So do not be surprised if you try to reach out in the future, like 8 months later, however many months or years or whatever the case is, right? Maybe so, you can try to reach out and they're like ignoring you, or they block you now, or they, just be mindful of doing that, right? So, if you're going to cut somebody off, I recommend just maybe being ready to never hear from them again, to never see them again, never get a phone call from them again, never be able to talk to them again, etc., in person and online, because yes, bro, a lot of people take getting cut off and that type of stuff very personal, very serious, right? And you might not actually really want to be around these people again. They might try to get physical with you because of that. Yes, it gets very deep. I'm not trying to scare anybody. I'm just being real with y'all, bro, for real. Facts. But look, man, If you want to book a one-on-one consultation with me, DM me on my Instagram at snl2.times. And I'll catch y'all females and males on the next one, man. Peace.